Yo, it's Friday night, 9 p.m. sharp. You know what time it is.
Narcocop and Timothy hitting you with that Lambo energy.
He's Mike by name, but the streets call Narcocop. Used to bust dealers, now he's busting long shots. Retired badge, now he's bad with the bets. Octagon fiend, cashing slips, no regrets. Friday night fight, Seki poured on ice. Lambo Plays podcast, breaking down the price. Got parlays, KO, subs in round 3. Split decision magic, cash it like a G. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KO's a B, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG. Tim Troiano, lotion in hand. Tennis coach by day, fight fan of the land. Watching WMMA, yeah, you know the drill. Playing with himself, just joking, but still. Impressions fly, Katona in the house. Rodrigues Jr squeaking, Tim's loud like a mouse. Cornholio vibes, he's stealing the show. Narcos like bruh, but they still go toe to toe. Round 2 chaos, round 3 gold. Split decisions, bets unfold. Side case sipping, parlays lit. Lambo energy, never quit. Lambo Plays, it's a wild parade. Long shots flying, getting that paid. Tim with impressions, Narco's got the locks. Whisper bet of the week, gonna shock your socks. Lambo Plays, the odds go cray. Spin that wheel, it's a betting ballet. KOSOB, round 2 or 3. Hit that split, cashing big, LFG. Timothy, Friday nights, a Lambo Plays podcast. Where long shots live large and splits hit harder. We out. We out. We out.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to Narcocop MMA. I'm your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano, and this is the Lambo Plays podcast, episode 184 for UFC Shanghai at the crack of fucking dawn. So, yeah, we got 13 fights still. It starts 12 a.m. my time. Not a great time, especially if you have kids. But, yeah, we still got 13 fights. A good main event, I guess. Some very, very late fights on this card, man. There's so many fights that came together 2 weeks or less. Almost half this card is like 2 weeks or less. So it's a real weird. There's going to be a lot of weird things going on, honestly, because of all this short notice stuff. Because, you know, on top of it, short notice, and some of these guys are flying across the world to get to China. You know, it's just not the best scenario. Like, let's say you take a fight 2 weeks out, right? You already have to start getting your visa ready, your this, your that, your plane tickets, and you need to fly like a week ahead. So how much training are you actually getting in? You know? So yeah, it's 13 fight card. Tim, nice to have you back. I know you were stuck in the airport for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or whatever. Everybody's like, fuck, they took him hostage. He got lost. They took him. Actually, some people even said that they took you in because you were at that Caesar's buffet that you've been banned from.
That was the thing.
Yeah. Can you tell the people what happened? I mean, what's the story?
Yeah, I did as many different disguises that I could bring to Caesar's. I had the beard. I had a bunch of different looks. I had some, blonde mohawk that I did to try to get some extra time in there. They caught on to my gig. So yeah, they called the police in the airport, and they got me in the airport. So they brought me back, and so I'm glad to be back with you. Glad to be chopping it up with you on this China card here. I probably will not be waking up.
Hold on. I might do a little Give me 1 second. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. What were you
No,
saying?
I said I'm just happy to be back with you chopping up this China card. I'm not sure I'm going to be waking up for this one, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean this one's a fucking rough card, to be honest. I'm not gonna be there. To be honest, I can't do the live. It's 12 to like whatever 6 or 7 in the morning. You fucking kidding me? But yeah, it's insane. Let me go over to my chat really quick. Shout out my chat. Mushroom, what's up, Narco? And welcome back, Tim. Cook the bookies for breakfast Saturday morning. Welcome, Mushroom. Elijah One, let's effing go. Azure says, yay, Tim is back. We appreciate Narcocop and welcome back, Tim. Dixon says, Tim, we heard so many stories of you living at the Vegas airport for 2 full months, like Tom Hanks in the movie Terminal. How was it to be real life Victor Novorossky? Did you? Oh, come on. I can't say that. This freaking guy, Dixon, man. I got to stop putting his comments up. He's gonna take down the channel with his bullshit comments. Danny Link, let's get it. Crazy Crack says, I missed out on a $330 on a $5 pick on Dana White's Contender Series because Uriel won by sub and not KO, and I had Alex A. Alex A was incredible bet. Rude One says, what's up, fellas? Let's get it. What else do we have? DA07 says, now who is that handsome devil in the rooster hat? That definitely was Tim. Oreo, what's up, my man? Double Flushing says, gonna pull all-nighter just to walk Jing Nan Young. Yeah, that's gonna be a great fight. Jesus, I know you're so excited for that one. Jewish Better, even I'm not high enough to stay up to watch this. See, he's not even high enough to watch this. The Dream Team is back, says I am WHB. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Fireside, what's up? Call the Russian. Oh, come on. MMA Tart says Big Narco and Tyrannical Tim are back. Craig Crowley, what's up, my friend? Vic Ross, let's go. Kevin Ryan, what's up, guys? How are we doing? J Bone, what's up? Who else do we have here? Trouble says, let's effing go. Pump for the free Timmy on a 3 a.m. card. If Narco's going to be sleeping in while he's away, the boys shall play. I don't know if Timmy's going to be awake. Timmy, you going to be awake?
I'm not planning on it, to be honest.
Stonewall says, all of you better be in the Discord. Good luck with that. Joseph Curry says, this is the place to go for UFC props. Wait till you hear my props today. They're crazy. Adam, let's effing go, boys. Glad that Timothy Kornholyov is back in the saddle tonight. I'm hoping to watch you boys hit episode 1,000 someday. Man, that would be insane. 1,000? We're at 184. I'll probably be like 150 years old if I hit 1,000. What else do we got here? ADST says, let's effing go. Let's make money. Cameron Junkin, I'll be watching Cam Nelson versus Ming Ding at 3 in the morning. Call the Russian says, Narco, make me rich again. You've been making me fly high these past few cards. What's up, Tim DePetris? Hit the like button, like he says. Rayan says, let's effing go. There's my man, Olivas, first-time caller, long-time listener, my boy, Olivas. All right, Tim, let's start here. I have a lot of insane plays on this card, so you know, it is UFC Shanghai, so shit can go sideways. But we're going to start out here, first fight of the night, and it's in a welterweight division. It is the 7-1 Cam Nelson versus the 35-10 Ming Ding or Ding Ming or Dingaling, whatever you want to call him. He's minus 145. Cam Nelson plus 125. We don't have a height. We don't have a reach on Cam Nelson, but he is taking this fight on short notice. I believe 2 weeks notice here for Cam Nelson. So we're going to let you kick off here. This might be a lotion fight for you. I don't even know, but yeah, go ahead with the first fight of the night.
Yeah, this Cam Nelson guy, I was not really kind of impressed with what I was seeing. He's coming from a regional promotion in Canada. He seems to be just like, both of these guys are very defensively void. Just they don't really, they're just kind of like all offense marauders. I don't know really what to tell. Cam Nelson just seems like a guy, like it's like when you're capping like Dana White Contender Series fights and you're just like, really, this guy just doesn't seem good, and he's fighting a bunch of bums. And usually in these types of like promotions, like after like 2 or 3 fights, you're like getting like a title shot, and this guy's like fighting like 7-8 fights in the same promotion. He's finally getting his title fight against I think a bantamweight. Honestly, I think the guy was like a 145er, and he's fighting him, and it was pretty fucking crazy, honestly. So I really don't think too much of this guy. Meng Ding, way more experience. Guys fought real fighters. He's gonna pressure nonstop. He's gonna just take one to give one, and he's also defensively void. So I just think just the all around skill set, like Meng just looks better all the way around and fought better competition. So I don't really know what Cam Nelson's durability looks like. He got dropped and mounted in one of his fights, and I'm not sure with Deng like having like massive one shot power. He's more like an attritional guy to me. And so I'm going to go with round 3 in decision for Deng, plus 950 and plus 370. I think he could pressure him late, but I kind of lean decision more than round 3, but I do think he could get him out late if he just kind of keeps the foot on the gas.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's a weird fight, Cam Nelson, fighting in Nova Scotia, part of Canada, not really in any of the other promotions. He's just stuck to this FLA promotion. Maybe, I don't know the reasoning. It's maybe they have a deal with him. You got to stay here, maybe make us grow. Maybe they're paying him a little more than these other ones. Whatever the deal is, I don't know. But he did fight all of his fights there. It's called FLA. I scoured his Instagram quite a bit, and it seemed like this guy's a hockey player. He was a hockey player for a while, and it seems like he took up MMA not very long ago. I want to say this guy's been in MMA, like actual training, and I'm not even talking fighting. It looks like 5 years ago he just started training MMA. So seems like he's fairly green as far as MMA is considered. Like he's pretty new to MMA. He started his amateur career in 2022, so that was 4 years ago. It kind of lines up. It looks like he started off with jiu-jitsu as well. He wasn't a striker when he first started training. But like the data is just really not out there on this guy, Cam Nelson. He does seem to be an okay striker, nothing special. He's more to me like a guy that's, pretty meat and potatoes, 1-2, no real good footwork. He's kind of heavy on his legs, doesn't really bounce around much. Seems to have decent power. But again, a lot of what I've seen is against such low level guys that it's very, very hard to tell, how much power this guy got. You look at this guy, like, for instance, I'm just going to give you a guy like Manuel Garcia, right? 35-year-old that's 2-5. He's been finished twice in round number 1. And he goes the distance against Cam Nelson. Ryan Rahovich, right? He's a veteran, right? 6-10 Canadian guy, 39 years old, been finished 7 out of his 10 losses, goes the distance against Cam Nelson. So, it's one of these things that I look at, and like you mentioned, the last guy is a 35 or 45er that fought Cam Nelson on like 3 days notice. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he went 2 rounds with him. He landed some decent calf kicks on him. But he's just these guys looked like they were 5 weight classes different in the cage, Meng Ding, not really a great fighter himself, some decent striking. He's got very good calf kicks. I think that's the best part of his game. He looks pretty long. They gave him a 73-inch reach, 62. He looks longer, but he's going to be the taller guy here, I'm pretty sure. Cam Nelson's going to be shorter than him. I don't know by how much. Cam Nelson, to me, looks like 5'10", maybe 5'11", potentially, something like that. So Deng should be the taller guy here. But the biggest thing to me here, it's like Cam Nelson is from Canada, taking a fight on like 2 weeks' notice, flying. I mean, not only is this the first time he's flying to another country, this is the first time he's even leaving like the Nova Scotia area where he's always fighting. He's never even fought outside of there, so he's flying all the way to China, fighting a guy that's Chinese, obviously, in Ming Ding. Ming Ding already had a fight, so he was preparing for a fight. Cam Nelson wasn't. And just the little glimpses that I seen, in his loss, he lost to like a 5-6 guy or 5-5 guy, whatever that guy is. Kind of a bad look. It's Ming Ding is not great again, but like the guy that he fought last time, Sosa, is huge. He's like 6'6", and he's a good boxer. And it was a war. It was literally a war. I gave it to Sosa. I thought he won. The split was right. But like, what is Cam gonna offer in this fight? That Ming Ding really hasn't seen. Is he gonna just grapple here? Like, I don't understand what Cam Nelson's gonna offer that Ming Ding hasn't seen. And meanwhile, I'm pretty sure he's gonna, Ming Ding is gonna give him looks that he's never seen because he's fighting cans, to be honest. So short notice, flying to China. We really don't know what this guy's cardio is going to look like in a fight where there's going to be probably adversity. I do think his leg is going to get destroyed in this fight based on what I've seen. I'm going late round props actually on Ding here. It's round 2 is plus 700. Round 3, if you get to Rivers, is plus 1300. I like it because if you look at Ding, the other thing is he's got a lot of late finishes. He's out of his 30 finishes, I want to say 14 of them are in rounds 2 and 3. So I'm gonna take a shot here, and the other thing is we really don't know how durable Cam is. Like maybe he eats one punch and he's cooked. Like we don't really know. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go with the more proven guy here, man. I'm kind of surprised, honestly, on the odds because we really don't know shit about Cam Nelson. He could be like bottom of the barrel. You know what I'm saying? So he looks okay, but again, the competition is just awful. So let's move on. Second fight of the night. It is in a strawweight division. It is the 19-3 Jingnan Xiong versus the 14-6 Julia Polastri. It's Polastri at minus 230. Xiong plus 192. I'm going to give it to you back, Tim. You maybe want to use lotion on this fight. Go ahead.
It's a sandpaper fight on half the fight and a lotion fight on the other one. So this is, Jingnan Xiong to me, man, is like, I'm sorry. That was me actually saying her name. That wasn't me dropping silverware down the disposal. So Jingnan Xiong is, that was like one of the worst performances I've ever seen versus Angela Hill. Like the only thing that she did well was Dikembe Mutombo impersonation when he would swat people on their dunks and he would just go, no, 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 no. And every time that she got hurt, she would fucking do that. At the end of the fight, she was doing the same shit. Like she gets like unanimous decision ×3, 30-27. And she's even like, no, no, no to Angela Hill at that point. It's like the funniest shit ever. It's like the only thing she did well. She's throwing these like horrible hammer fist strikes I've never seen in my life. Like I've never seen like that striking style in my life. She looked like she was like, she had no idea what the fuck she was doing. And I know that she's fought like, for a long time professionally, but that was like a horrible look. And Angie just couldn't miss with anything that she was throwing at her. So she looked kind of old and slow in that fight. And then when you get to Polastri, it's kind of like, dude, she's like a box of chocolates. Like you just don't know which version of her you're going to get in a fight. Like that version versus Alan Carr last fight was just fucking tragic. Like, I don't know if she was petrified of takedowns or what, but I mean, like, even on the feet, she was getting outstruck by her. Like it was really bad. She's getting jabbed. She just looked completely just a different version of herself. She was not the psycho, as her nickname says. Yeah, so I mean, I'm hoping you get a different version. You get the good version of Polastri here, at least for my bets. I hope so. I thought Xiong did well in dealing with some of the shots from Angie Hill. Angie Hill isn't finishing anybody. I think Polastri has more finishing equity than like Angela Hill. I think if Polastri puts it on her in this fight, round 2, round 3 are potentially live for her. I also don't mind the sub angle for Polastri. I know she doesn't grapple very much, but against people that are like strikers, Knudsen, she got like I think 4 or 5 takedowns against her, and she was actually really, really aggressive with getting takedowns. A lot of these other fighters she's fighting against, she's not going to be the person that's grappling. She's actually going to be the person that's counter grappling, and they're looking to get her down because of her striking edge. But I think in this fight, I think it's possible that she could sneak a takedown here through a body lock, trip or something like that. So yeah, round 2, round 3 for me on Polastri, and then maybe some small stabs on sub 2-3.
Yeah, I mean, weird matchup, honestly. Polastri, didn't look good last fight. The problem is like she was so concerned with takedowns. Is when your mind is like constantly thinking takedown, you're not overextending, you're not striking as much. Like she's so worried, so she was basically letting Alencar get off free volume. I think that's part of the reason why Alencar was able to land that much. Like when you're concerned about takedowns, right? It's easier to strike. People, the grapplers have an easier time striking against you. So I think that was part of the problem. The other problem is like Polastri does kind of start slow in a lot of these fights, man. She's kind of a slow starter. She kind of it takes a little bit to rev the engine going, and she comes on later in fights, right? She looks good in rounds 3. She puts it on some of these girls. And meanwhile, the other girl, Xiong, couple year layoff off of 1 coming into UFC, and there was a lot of talk about how good she was and this and that, and she came in and laid a big goose egg, And it's funny you're saying this. To me, it seems like she's telling him, come on. Like every time she got hit, she told him, come on, give me some more. But maybe I saw it wrong. In a lot of her fights, she was doing this. Come on, bring it on, bring it on. But either way, I think she's super durable. That's the one thing I mean, she's been hit flush in a lot of these fights. Obviously, it's WMMA, but she looks pretty damn durable. I mean, Angela Hill landed some very, very good knees on her. And, like, this girl didn't even flinch, So she's never been knocked out, I believe, in 22 fights. She is pretty damn durable. So is Polastri. I don't think she's ever been finished as well in 20 fights. So both these girls are very durable. The one thing I will say is, and this is like Xiong, the better striker here by far is Polastri, right? And I think one of the most important things in the Hill fight was how Hill backed up Xiong almost the entire fight, and she just mixed levels very well. She struck to shooting to a takedown, to clinching, to destroying her in the clinch, which she's very good there. And I think Polastri could do good work in the clinch as well. But what I'm saying is she was constantly on the front foot, constantly pressuring this girl Xiong and backing her up, and she was mixing levels on her. If Polastri does that, I think she'll be successful. But I've seen too much tape of Polastri kind of like sitting on the outside, sometimes on the back foot. If that starts happening, then I think Xiong is very live to win the fight just off optics, pushing her back, maybe landing some big shots in exchanges, because I feel like the difference between Hill and Polastri is that Polastri is a little bit more willing to engage in a firefight, right? In the pocket. And I think in that pocket, Xiong could land, big shots. You know, she does throw pretty hard. Her right hand is ugly. It's like a hammer fist almost. But, you know, she does have power, you know, for WMMA. So I like Polastri to win this fight ultimately. But I think Xiong's path, right, is decision. Right, Tim? She's plus 192 on the money line. She's 4-1 on decision, right? It is in China. If it's remotely close, they could give it to her. And listen, Polastri went to split decision against Corey McKenna in a fight that Corey McKenna didn't even get the fight to the ground. So, like, she fights close, man. That's the problem with Polastri. You know, she fights too close. And I could see Xiong edging out a decision here. It's very, very possible. And it's 4-1. It's a big number, in my opinion. I thought I'm going to see 3-1 because Polastri's never been finished. But 4-1, I'm willing to take a poke at, you know, just Polastri decision is shit. It's like minus whatever, right? So the next best thing is Xiong decision because I think this fight really goes to the decision at a high clip, man. Very, very high clip. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. Let's see what people have to say here about this fight. Xiong goes from nightmare matchup to someone shorter who has terrible fight IQ and will strike with her. I mean, yeah, that's I mean, Angela Hill I thought was completely washed, but she'll look great in that fight. I mean, what am I going to say? Listen to Glenbot, hit the like, hit that thumbs up for the boys. I appreciate you. Jewish says the only two Lambos that make sense, to be honest. Polastri ITD or Xiong decision. Xiong cardio is bad. I don't know about that. I don't think it's bad. Watched a lot of her fights. I don't think it's bad. Carlos, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining. All right, Tim. Next fight. It's in the bantamweight division. It is the 6-1 Hector Santiago versus the 8-1 Lawrence Liu. Lawrence Liu minus 280. It's Hector Santiago plus 230. I have a lot to say about this fight. And I'm going to start it off by saying this line is too wide. Okay. And for multiple reasons. I know Santiago's taken this on 2 weeks' notice. From my understanding, he was going to be cornering Andre Lima because Lima has been training at Team Minero and Santiago is a Team Minero guy. I think he's a striking coach there as well. But, yeah, he was going to corner Andre Lima for this China card, and he got the call and said, hey, do you want to step in and fight so-and-so, you know, Lawrence Liu, and accepted the fight. A little background on Santiago. He's a kickboxer. He won the title, I don't know, WGP or whatever that's called, that organization of kickboxing. I think it's called WGB, something like that. But he won the title there. He's got a bunch of kickboxing fights. I think he has a total of 39 kickboxing fights. He does have a couple of boxing fights as well. He's a striker. You know, at the end of the day, this guy's a striker. He carries very good power. He goes to the body really well. He's got a nasty body shot KO in one of his fights. You know, he's a really educated striker when it comes to striking, right? The other thing that probably not out there as much about Hector Santiago is that he is a purple belt in jiu-jitsu. The one fight that he lost, he got subbed, right? And it was a standing rear naked choke against a very, very high level jiu-jitsu guy. The guy that he got subbed by is a really, really, really good jiu-jitsu guy. I want to say he's a 2 or 3 stripe black belt that subbed a lot of people. So I guess there's no shame in that, coming from kickboxing to MMA and fighting a guy like that. Very good jiu-jitsu. He got him with a standing rear naked choke. But if you dig a lot more on Hector Santiago in some of these fights, and you need to really dig on his IG to find some of these clips, to me, he has excellent sprawls. He has very, very good cage defense. He's doing all the right things, using his head, pummeling, underhooks, hand on the bicep, everything that I want to see from takedown defense. He had it. He had it on those IG clips. And so when I look at a guy like Lawrence Liu, you know, what is Lawrence Liu? Lawrence Liu to me is a very unathletic, very plotty, I would say grappler, but he's not very, very good at grappling. You know, his wrestling, you know, when you look at his shots in space, they're very bad. They're very from far out. He usually never, ever gets takedowns in the middle of the cage. It's always against the fence. He's going to try to back you up. He's going to try to get you to the fence. And then he's going to try to work the singles and doubles, whatever he needs to do to get you down. One thing I like about Lawrence Liu is, one, cardio, and two, it's the will to kind of win, right? He's going to keep coming. He's going to keep pushing, and he's going to keep implementing his game plan. I like that he throws strikes and then changes levels. That's a really good attribute he has. Like, he's going to try to make you think he's throwing upstairs, and then he changes levels to go for a takedown. So he does that well in some of his fights I've seen. But man, I can't get past how much of a punching bag he is on the feet, man. He's got this high guard. He gets popped a lot, even with the high guard. The other thing is his body is wide open to get cracked, right? And Santiago loves throwing to the body. The one thing about Santiago is, in all of his fights, he's on the front foot. He's like marauding guys coming forward, just looking to take their head off, you know? And I think he might be on the back foot on this fight. I don't know for sure. But, man, he's so live to hurt or even KO Lawrence Liu, man. Lawrence Liu got dropped twice or even 3 times maybe against Quiging Zhang. He was getting absolutely lit up in round 1 against Niam, the next fight. The last fight against Sulung Grangbo, I thought he lost the fight, to be honest. And he got hurt there as well. You know, you're just watching this guy, and dude, he's getting hurt in a lot of these fights. His defense is just not there. His wrestling's not great. His control is okay at best. You know, maybe he just wrestles Santiago or gets him tired. I've seen Santiago go the distance and look fine. Honestly, his cardio looks fine. So we're going to see. It's going to be an interesting matchup. It's definitely grappler against striker here. And I think Santiago is going to find the KO here, man. And his knockout is plus 550. I'm happy to take it. I've seen these other guys hurt and drop Lawrence Liu. I'm telling you, this is the best striker he's faced. And this guy is he has the most power that he's ever faced. So I'm going to take a stab here on Santiago KO plus 550. I don't see why or how Lawrence Liu's minus 280 against many people, honestly.
Man, I was on the fence. I had Santiago KO and then Liu by sub, and I think you might have convinced me to put my money on that one instead of the one that I have. Yeah, I don't think that the line is justified really either from what I was seeing with Lawrence. Like he's got to get 2 rounds solid of grappling going in this fight to win. I do think it's possible because he's going to, like you said, he's going to fight for it, and he's going to fight to try to, you know, take a few shots to be able to get you cornered up so that he can clinch you up and then hope potentially, you know, go for his takedowns. The style for Liu, it says striker. Like I don't see it as a striker. I see this guy as like a grappler more than anything. I don't think he's great, but like I see his style as more of a grappler than a striker. He seems pretty slow on the feet. He isn't looking to stand and strike for any long periods of time either. So the only thing is, like with Santiago, like you said that you saw him like doing some good things in some of his fights when you dug deep on some of his fights. I didn't get super, super deep on him, but I saw him getting taken down in the fights that I was watching. And I do think like it's possible for Liu to get him down in this fight. I'll go on the one that I had initially. I did have both of them written down on KO for Santiago, and looking at both sides, I did think that it is live for him. But I'll go with the Lou by sub at plus 430. Like I do think it's possible that he gets his first sub here. A back take or something like that and trying to get up. I think Santiago's not going to just play on the ground with him. I think he's going to try to get up and probably give some opportunities to get a back take at this one. So I'll take a small stab. Not a lot of confidence on Lou by sub at plus 430, but I may actually put a little bit of money on your money line play here with Santiago, because I do agree that the line is kind of off.
All right. Tim says, Narco and Tim, I have a question. Coaching my kids' youth, age 6-7 flag team. Is it about winning or making sure everyone gets playing time? Said playtime is practice, game time earned, but some angry parents. Tim, you're a professional coach. I'm not a professional coach, so
it is all about fun at that age, man. You're trying to develop kids to have fun with each other, trying to develop good teamwork, and you want them enjoying themselves, all having fun. It's not about playing time at that age. You're supposed to be having just a blast and get into it.
There you go. Is Lou a front choke guy? Nope. He's not a front choke guy. What else here? No, that's not. That was to somebody else. Narco, who are your two most confident fighters? I'll talk about that later. What else do we have? Click the like Yes Freak says. What else? I'm with Narco on this one. All right. Let's move on. I got to sneeze. Ugh, it's coming. All right. Next fight. It is in the featherweight division. It is the 14-4 Jack Jenkins versus the 13-2-1 Sean Woodson. Currently, Sean Woodson minus 148. Jack Jenkins plus 128. I'll do this one again, Tim, since you did the first two. I'll do the next two. And I just have a hard time with this fight, man, because I could see it going a couple of ways, right? Obviously, there's a huge size and reach advantage. I mean, look at that. It's 7-inch height, 10-inch reach. It's a massive height and reach advantage, right? And we know Woodson's a boxer. We know he has good hands. We know he has a good jab. He uses his reach pretty well, right? He uses his jab. He switches stances. He has good attributes for the division, right? As far as height and reach, and he uses them. He's not one of those guys that's long and doesn't use his length, right? He uses it. So he's fighting a guy in Jack Jenkins that, I think is a skilled fighter. I think he's an actually really good fighter. The issue with Jack is it seems like he's either always getting hurt or taking a lot of time off. He just doesn't seem to at 32 years old, you need to start fighting, bro. And it's he's fighting once, last year he fought twice, right? The last fight was in September. Now here we are in August, almost a year later, and now he's fighting again. Then when you look before that, he fought in August of 2024, and then the time before that was September of 2023. It's dude, the guy's fighting mostly once or maybe twice a year. So whether it be injury, whether it be, I don't know what the deal is, but this guy needs he needs rounds. He doesn't have many fights in the UFC. I think he needs more rounds, and he's just not getting them really. He's a good striker. Grappling is okay. It's not nothing special, but it's okay. Obviously his thing is calf kicks, right? And they're probably some of the best calf kicks in the entire UFC. He breaks legs. He's broken multiple legs with calf kicks, and that's pretty crazy. And then the crazy thing is when you look at Woodson and it's literally a stick, right? His legs are sticks. So there's a bit of concern there. That's the whole fight, honestly. It's, to me, how effective is Jack Jenkins going to be with his calf kicks? And if he's not going to be effective with his calf kicks, I kind of think he's in trouble in this fight, because Woodson's going to be able to pop him from the outside, He's going to be able to stick and move. You know, maybe Jack gets in the clinch, does some dirty work in the clinch. But, man, it's hard to clinch up a guy like this. You know, when he's 6'2" and you're 5'7", you can't really even get a right under. You know, when you're trying to get an underhook on this guy, you know, what are you going to be reaching in the sky to get an underhook? You're going to have no strength there reaching up like this to get an underhook. So it's like, if he doesn't get off calf kicks in this fight and like kind of make Woodson a sitting duck, basically, where he can't move a lot or he's switching stances and he's not comfortable, then I think Jack Jenkins loses this fight. But if he can get calf kicks off in this fight, I think he's got great potential to finish Sean Woodson in this fight, because I think he's going to either, one, destroy his calf or make Woodson very stationary, which he's not quite the same. You know, Woodson likes to switch stances, shoulder roll. You're not going to be able to do all that shit when your leg is messed up, you know, and you're going to be able to sit there and, you know, Woodson fights with his hands down a lot. So he's there to be cracked. I just don't know exactly how this fight's going to go. It could go where Jenkins lands kicks and Woodson switching stances, but still surviving somehow. And, you know, or Woodson just is piecing him up from the outside and probably winning a decision. I'm going to go with Jenkins' side. I think he's going to be effective in the calf kicks. I think he's going to get him off. I think he's a little bit faster, even though he's not that athletic. I think he's going to be faster than Sean. But I'm going to go decision on Jenkins. You know, I'm going to go decision at plus 330. I think Sean is a veteran. He knows what to do. He can fight out of both stances. It is possible that Jenkins like picks the inside leg as well and just fucks that up too. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Jenkins' decision plus 330. You know, people talk shit, but this guy was competitive against Gabriel Santos. He dropped him in round one and with a head kick. Competitive against Chepe before he got hurt. Very competitive versus Jamal Lemmers. Like, these are good guys he's being competitive with. You can't tell me he can't compete with Sean Woodson, you know? So, yeah, it's a tough fight. It's a tough fight to call. From a money line perspective, it's very, very tough. I would probably go dog or pass, gun to my head, because he's got a plus number next to him, but without confidence.
Yeah, I kind of see it similarly. I think that they both guys have their obvious paths of what they do better. It's going to be really tough for Jenkins to try to get into range to strike with hands against Woodson. He's, like you said, he knows how to stay at range and keep guys at distance and at the proper distance to jab them up. The thing I just don't like about Woodson is, like, he's never separating, like, in a lot of his fights. Like, he's always kind of fighting close with the guys, even when he could easily separate. He's got 2 split decisions in the UFC. I kind of feel like this is, you know, a similar kind of deal where, you know, Jack's going to probably get the bigger, you know, some of the bigger shots and have just a little bit less volume and more calf kicks, which you don't know unless they're going to actually do visible damage to him. They might not count them as much, but I ended up going on ends by split here at plus 400. I think it's possible that this fight could kind of go back and forth. I lean Woodson decision plus 160, but yeah, plus 400 on end split for me is kind of, you know, that and Woodson decision. I would go with those.
All right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 11-2 Francisco Nuzzi versus the 27-11 Xiao minus 175. Nuzzi, the newcomer, at plus 153. Tim, take this one away. I will be right back. Give me like 2 minutes.
All good. Yeah, so we got Francisco Nuzzi coming from that. I read up on the leaflet of Italian MMA legends. He was not on the short list of Italian MMA legends. I think this guy is kind of like a striker. He's going to pressure. I think his grappling is kind of shit. Getting taken down by guys that really aren't great wrestlers, getting held down and subbed by, again, not really great grapplers. And I think if this fight is striking between both of these guys, I think that this fight could be, pretty close. I don't think that Long Zhao is really separating from a lot of guys. He's kind of a brawler. I don't know, man. Like to me, it's really what type of style does Long Zhao come out with in this fight? I think that he hasn't been like super aggro in grappling in a lot of his fights recently. In some of the tape that I taped from a while ago, he was grappling a lot and a lot more. I think it might have something to do with the guys that he's fighting against. I mean, you're not necessarily going to try to grapple Cody Garbrandt. Sung Yu is also a tough guy to grapple with, and he kind of got grapple fucked in that fight. So I think it might have something to do with, who he's fighting, because like I said, the tape that I saw, I did see him grappling a decent amount against some of the other Asian dudes that he was fighting. So I think in this fight, like if it's striking, it's going to be close. I don't think that it's like either one of these guys has a massive edge on the other one. I think Long is more of a marauder, probably going to just, go after him a little bit more, be a little bit more aggro. Also it's in China, so he probably has a little bit of an edge if it goes a distance, but I'm gonna go on a limb on this one and say that Long is actually going to try to grapple a little bit in this fight. And if he's getting beaten on the feet, like I think he has that in his back pocket to use. And like I said, I didn't like what I saw on Nuzzi takedown defense and his grappling. He's giving up bad positions. He's just allowing dudes to pass on him that aren't really great. So I'm gonna go with Long by sub at plus 500.
Yeah, I mean, from a money line perspective, I think it's Nuzzi at this price, just because I really don't rate Long's game. I mean, I understand, like, last fight against Cody Garbrandt, he deserved the win, right? He deserved the win, fine. But, like, when you watch back that fight, what did he land outside of, like, leg kicks, dude? Like, he literally just landed leg kicks. The thing to me about Long Zhao is, like, he's got good attributes in the sense that he has great cardio, he'll keep coming forward, and he's extremely durable, right? Those are good attributes to win you fights, but from a skill perspective, I just don't see any, like, his striking is very ugly. It's not conventional the way he strikes. He's throwing hooks and looking down and trying to, like, just get into wars. Like, I don't know if you remember the fight against Chang Ho Lee, I believe it was, at the end of the round, like round 3. He's just throwing elbow after elbow in the pocket. It's like the most funniest thing ever. When I watch back the fight, I'm like, what the heck is going on? He threw like 30 elbows in a row, and he missed probably 99% of them, but he just kept throwing them. And, I see where you're saying, the wrestling aspect, and he's faced actually really good grapplers, and I agree with you. A lot of these guys are really good grapplers that he's faced, but I don't really think he has like a jiu-jitsu game or one of those grapplers that can hold people down. Actually, Nuzzi is actually I think his original background was grappling or jiu-jitsu. I don't think he's like a fish out of water on the mats. But to me, the thing that stuck out most out of, like, watching tape from these two guys is how much more athletic and, like, technical Nuzzi is than Zhao. Like, he's a lot better with the movement. His footwork is way better. He's got a nice 1-2 out of the southpaw stance. He's got very, very good teeps and kicks. He's got those Muay Thai kind of stuff, going. So I think he's the better striker of these two guys. He's the faster of these two guys. He's the more technical of these two guys. The thing that's going to come into play in this fight is that Nuzzi is taking this fight on short notice, right? He's flying all the way to to China. By the way, I do want to tell people, Nuzzi's been training for this camp. Like he's been training in Vegas. He's actually been training with Diego Lopez, all those guys. So he's been getting very, very good looks, which is good for him. Obviously, he's from Italy originally. But like the thing that worries me most here for Nuzzi, more than anything, is his cardio. That's the one thing that against a guy like Xiao, on short notice, flying all the way there, I've seen Nuzzi's cardio, in some of these fights, not looking great. It's not looking great. He's getting tired. He's getting sloppy. That's the other thing. When he gets tired, he starts getting sloppy with his shots because he's technical. But when you're tired, you're getting sloppy. Now you're going to let the sloppy guy land on you because you're getting sloppy, right? So I do like Nuzzi on the money line side here because I think he's just a better fighter out of these two, but way more experience for Longshot. He's fighting out of China. He didn't have to travel, a lot of stuff going on here on his end. And the other thing is the cardio thing, man. Xiao is going to have a big cardio edge here. Short notice again for Nuzzi. Xiao has a ton of finishes in rounds 2 and 3. And when I tell you a ton, it's a lot of them. He's got a lot of finishes in rounds 2 and 3. And I think it's very, very possible he gets it here in rounds 2 or 3 against Nuzzi because he's short notice. I don't like that. I don't like the way he's flying all the way there and he's making his UFC debut, right? So they're big numbers. I couldn't believe the numbers on Xiao Long. At round 2 is 850. Round 3 is 14-1. I think those are really, really, really good numbers, honestly, because even though I'm personally telling you I'm on the Nuzzi side for the money line, I do think those numbers are super live for round 3. The other thing I do want to mention about these two guys, and maybe even Nuzzi more than Xiao, is the amount of fucking fouls this guy does in every freaking fight. He's poking somebody. He's hitting them in the nuts. He's grabbing the cage. Mando Gutierrez, there was fouls. Lucas Rodriguez, there was fouls. Mokhtar Benkasi fight, back and forth fouls. Last fight, more fouls. Nuzzi, like every single fight, there's fouls. Then you see Long Xiao last fight, and there was 10 fouls in one fight. So I won't be surprised in this fight if there's a point taken. If there's any fight that you want to play draw or point taken, this is the fight. Both of these two fucking guys commit a lot of fouls. Eye poking, nut shots, grabbing the cage, you name it. So I think this is a fight where you play draw, point deduction, and yeah, I never say those, but this is honestly a fight you can play. It's what is it?
I'm playing it. I'm playing it now. You never say those.
66-1 or something, right?
80-1 on 365. Yeah,
80-1. But just look at Benkasi. He already has 2 no contests, right? 2 no contests. And believe me when I tell you, a lot of these other fights he's committing fouls in. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? This guy, all he does is commit fouls. So, yeah, maybe both of these guys can commit them and somebody gets a point taken. So, yeah. Let's move on. Next fight. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 11-5. Kevin Borjas versus the 11-1 Ray Tsuruya. Tsuruya minus 760. Borjas plus 538. I will kick this one off. So, Kevin Borjas just seems like a guy that is, I don't even want to call him like a prospect killer, but he just kind of like finds these fucking wins against, it seems like the UFC setting him up, basically. Like, did it not look like they were trying to set him up against Ronaldo Rodriguez, that lazy boy guy? I think they were. And he ended up beating him. Then they tried to, last fight, I definitely think they were trying to setting him up against Lima. He ends up beating him, right? So even Imanol Rodriguez fight, I mean, he had him on death's door in round 1, right? Before Imanol got him. So yeah, it just feels like they're, Joshua Van, they're like always giving him prospects. And honestly, he's hurting a lot of these guys, including Josh Van. He just has power in his hands. He's got good boxing, right? And last fight, he fought very smart, to be honest. Running around, right? Running around the cage, then exploding into combos, and then back to running around. Exploding into combos, back to running around. I will say that nut shot that he got in that last fight really helped him because he took all 5 minutes. I know it looked like he was compromised after he came, but he took all the 5 minutes. And I thought he was going to break in that fight because he was running so much, using so much energy that I don't think he would have lasted 3 rounds if it wasn't for those 5 minutes that he took, right? And he came back energized after that, it seemed like. He came back and he won the round. He's facing a guy in Tsuruya who we know kind of what he wants to do. He wants to get you to the mat and turn you into a pretzel. Basically, that's his game, right? It turned you into a pretzel. However, he lands a lot of nasty ground and pound, man, in a lot of his fights that I've seen. He is very, very good with his ground and pound. And he likes to get that body lock in, Tim, and kind of like turns you. And like once he's on top of you with that body lock, you are fucked. There's nowhere to go, dude. Like you can't turn. You can't even turn. Like you're stuck. And now he's just that one guy on what was it, Road to UFC or one of those. I think it was Road to UFC. The Xiong guy. Oh my fucking God, he murdered him. He absolutely murdered him in that position. So the thing with Jin Yushie is you got to be careful with this guy playing sub and not thinking that he can't KO. I don't care who you are underneath him. When you get stuck in that position, you're kind of cooked. You're cooked to like ground and pound, right? And you can't turn. You cannot do shit. So I'm going to go with 2-3 KO here, Tim. I'm going to take a shot, a long shot here at 11-1. If you play them separately, you get like 17-1 and 30-1. I think Tsuruya can get Borjas in one of these positions. As the thing with Borjas is in round 1, he's pretty good with everything, like takedown defense. He's moving a lot when he's energized. Once that gas tank starts falling off, everything becomes a little bit easier against him, in my opinion. So I think Tsuruya could get him in round 1. Don't get me wrong. And it's most likely sub if he does. But I think he's very, very live to just smash him on top. What do you think?
Yeah, like I'm a square donkey on this one. I think it's Ray sub 1, sub 2. Honestly, I think JB said the one. He stole my thunder in the chat. Like I think like a twister at 100-1 isn't bad here. If you want to sprinkle a little lunch money on that to win a grand, he's just like you said. Like if he gets your back, and then you just try to make any type of move whatsoever. Like he's the twisting kind of guy. Like you said twisting in the pretzel. He's the kind of guy that twists you into pretzels. I'm like, yeah, twist is the first word there. Let's do this. I just think his style of grappling is just so unorthodox. A lot of these, Japanese grapplers like Taira and Tsuruya, to me, they have similar styles where it's just like it's very, very unorthodox. Like you don't see guys, it's tough to like train against. Like you can't, it's not just orthodox shit where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and it's like it's just a lot of really weird shit, and just like the freestyle wrestling that he does is just very, very high level. So yeah, I like his style. I really do. I think he's very good, and I think he's gonna wreck Borjas in the first 2 rounds. Sub 1 plus 320, sub 2s plus 650. Sprinkle a little bit on Twister at 100-1.
Can you sprinkle some on Twister? I do think that's very possible.
Dude, I can't even open the BetMGM app anymore.
Oh, so
I've raped them so badly on those props. They don't even let me open the app anymore.
I'm surprised they still have them. I thought they took them off, but
yeah, it's hilarious. I should ask people in the chat to bet it for us.
actually, the reason why I say is because I know I've seen Borjas. He's trying to if you watch the Diaz fight against Victor Diaz, Dana White's Contender Series, he's doing all those moves like try to get out. And I think he might put himself into some bad position where Tsuruya is like, all right, come here. I got you in a twister now. Come over here. Which it's very, very possible. I didn't see odds for it. He's saying Jewish better. So there's nothing. It's not even out. But yeah, I think it's very possible he does get him in, because Tsuruya is the type of guy where all kinds of submissions are on the table with this guy. I mean, go watch the Jinyu Shea fight. I don't know how that guy didn't tap, first of all, to that, whatever the fuck that was. I don't know what submission that was, spine buster or something. I mean, he had him fucking wrenched up like a pretzel, and the guy wasn't tapping. I'm like, what the fuck? So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. Let's move on. Next fight. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 10-1 Namzri Batbayar versus the 11-1 Andre Lima. Andre Lima minus 265, Batbayar plus 219. Tim, you got this one.
Man,
your mic is buzzing. Your mic is buzzing, Tim.
Oh shit! Sorry. Batbayar is the classic Mongolian. Just fucking warfare, just straight up warfare, dude. This guy, a lot of really exciting tape on this guy. I enjoyed his tape. I didn't enjoy the Xiong tape this week, but this guy, I brought it back. He brought me back into the happy lands. Really exciting fighter, just a chaos fighter, total chaos fighter. And I don't necessarily think that he's got like great like round 3 cardio to be able to continue that style, but in the first 7 minutes he kind of goes full rabies mode. So this fight for me, I was just like Lima. Everybody's kind of like shitting on Lima because of the Borjas fight. I understand it. Like, he could have done better in that fight. He couldn't cut off the cage. It was also Lima to me is significantly better at countering guys that are aggressive, kind of similar to what this fight is going to be, than a just like walk you down. He's not like a tall, long guy. Like he's like a shorter reach. He's really good at like, stepping to the side and countering guys that are coming in and being over aggressive. I think he's going to have so many opportunities to counter Batbayar in this fight. I think this fight goes way more into the wheelhouse of Lima. Doing his strengths. He's not a guy that like, Borjas didn't give him the fight that he wanted, and he just went in and got out and then ran away. So it was more like Lima he didn't have opportunities to counter, and he wasn't gonna, like I said, he's not like walking you down and cutting off the cage against guys. Like he's better at actually moving laterally himself and trying to get away from, people striking him or trying to take him down and then countering. So I think he's going to have plenty of opportunities to do that here. I also think like, the aggression from Batbayar might put him in positions where Lima might be able to drop a level on him and actually get him down in this fight. So yeah, to me, it's Lima late rounds. Round 2 is plus 430. Round 3 is plus 900. Sub 2, sub 3 is plus 1200, plus 2200 for Lima. Just going back to the well with that one. We've cashed on him before on those. I think Batbayar is going to slow down after he tries, he kind of blows his load early in this fight. And I think Lima is going to be countering him to death.
Yeah. I will say that, people are saying, oh, he was so low volume against Borjas last fight. He didn't look good. But it was kind of what Borjas was doing, dude. He was running around the entire fucking fight. Normally he doesn't fight like that, Borjas, but he's literally circling the cage back and forth, non-fucking stop, running away from Lima the entire time. And it just kind of, I think more than anything, honestly, caught Lima by surprise, because Borjas just doesn't fight like that, and in that fight, he had a great game plan. His team is like, yeah, just circle and blitz him, because Lima does have this bad habit. Like when you blitz him, he shells up a little bit, right? So I think that game plan was just great. But the difference is Batbayar is not going to do that. There's no fucking way he's going to be running around and trying to explode and such. He's going to absolutely come in and try to either throw big shots into wrestling or just kind of straight up trying to wrestling. I don't know what the game plan is, but it's definitely what you said. He's going to come in and go ham. That's just what he does, right? In almost all of his fights. He had Tumen Dembaral's back in all of round 1 in that fight. And then in round 2, I don't remember if he shot for a takedown or Tumen Dembaral somehow reversed it or something and then got to his back and it was over after that. He subbed him. Lima has excellent cardio. Lima has excellent kicks. He's a very technical striker, which Batbayar isn't. If Batbayar doesn't get him out of there in round 1, and there's nothing to suggest that Lima's like chinny or, I think it's going to be extremely hard for him to get him in round 1. And, Lima is a black belt on the mat. He's good on the mat. I don't really see Batbayar subbing him, honestly. I think he's going to blow his load, dude. Like, this guy's never, has he been to round 3? Hold on. I didn't look at that. I wasn't sure. He has been to round 3.
I think once, right? Yeah, I think it was once. Yeah.
And he got the sub. He got the actual sub. So, yeah, I mean, listen, this is a much different fighter that's much better, that's probably going to stuff your takedowns, that's going to make you work, that's going to chop your legs, that's going to work your body, because Lima loves throwing at a body. I think Batbayar is a good fighter. I don't think he's bad. I think he can get wins in the UFC. I just think this is a very, very tough fight, man. It's a tough fight versus a very well-rounded fighter, and I know everybody's shitting on Lima now, but I think he's going to catch Batbayar. Whether it's KO or sub, I don't know, because I think he could do both. But yeah, I think those, by the way, if you go to Rivers, Tim, they're 525 and 1,000. So I would bet it there. They're better lines for 2-3. That's what I like as well on Andre Lima here. But let's move on. Next fight. It is in the flyweight division. It is the 9-0 Nilson Rojas versus the 9-0 Bilal Hasan. Hasan minus 800, Rojas plus 561. And I love this fight because normally for guys like Nilson Rojas coming in on short notice, I would be salivating, Tim, to bet that plus 561 on this guy because he's a mean dude. He's got nasty hands. He's got nasty body shots. He's got big power. He seems to have a great chin, right? He's got all the attributes to come in the UFC on short notice and pull off an upset against, a minus 800, let's say, right? He has all the attributes to do it because he's that good with his boxing and striking. He's got a lot of power. He loves the left hook to the body. He's got a lot of actual experience overall. I think he has got a ton of amateur fights as well. Let me see. I think he had a loss to Borjas in the amateurs, actually. Yeah, he's got a loss to Borjas. He's got 14 amateur fights, only 2 losses. So this is a guy that, has a shit ton of power in his hands when he's throwing, and he's throwing to kill. But the problem is the other side, man. I watch tape every fight. I literally watch every fight of Bilal Hasan, and this guy's striking is just fucking unreal, man. It's unreal. The hands to the legs, to the leg kicks, to the high kicks, to the spinning kicks. He's so fucking fast. He's so good. The speed difference, the kicking game, the range game. Rojas is in fucking trouble here, dude. He's gonna have to survive a whirlwind to get to the final bell here, and it's possible he will because he's very fucking durable. I'm telling you, he seems like he's very, very durable. One of those tough Peruvians that's super durable, right? Like he seems that way, right? And it's possible he survives in this fight, but man, I don't think he wins, man. Bilal Hasan is too fucking good, man. He's too fucking good. His cardio's good. His His striking is next level. Even his grappling is good. Even his fucking grappling is good, this kid. And he's only 25. The only thing I will say is, like, we've really never seen him in any big adversity or being hit clean, something like that. I haven't really seen that on tape. Against Jason Eastman, he was on bottom in round 3 and he ate a couple of elbows, stuff like that, but never really seen him in much danger on the feet, especially. So, some of these guys he's finishing are not bad fighters. Shamil Finley is a pretty good fighter. He's a good, fast, technical guy and just blew him out of the water, dude. Like, no competition. And, taking a fight on short notice for both guys, obviously, Bilal Hasan as well. But, like, this Nilsson guy, man, he's up against it bad here, dude. Like, really, really, really bad. And I didn't know where to go with this because I just don't know how durable Rojas is. He does seem super durable. And decision is like looking at me at plus 250. But I kind of feel like Hasan breaks him. That's the thing. Like, I just feel like eventually it's just too much, right? Like, he's gonna be taking it early, saying, come on, whatever, this and that, and eventually he's gonna break. The pricing is terrible on 2-3. That's why I'm not gonna give it. Look at, like, they almost know he's gonna break him. Plus 360 to him and plus 650. Those are terrible numbers. Do not play those. Do not play them. I don't know. Decision is plus 250. It's very tough for me. I just gave everybody a breakdown, but a very, very tough play. I guess decision. Maybe Rojas is that durable. He's never been finished in the amateurs or pros, I believe. In like, 30 fights. I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm going to give. Decision, Bilal Hasan, but I don't love it. I really don't.
Yeah, I ended up going with round 3 KO plus 750, and then I like decision as well for plus 250. I think if he gets him out, I think it's like just a mercy stoppage type of shit, where he's just stumbling around and more TKO than KO. But yeah, I'm with you, man. I think it's one of those situations where I think Bilal could connect on him at any moment and could knock him out in any round. So I would lean it's later, but I think he could get him out of there early too. And I just don't know enough about Rosas's like durability at this stage in the game, and we haven't seen him have to like fight through major adversity in his fights yet. So I just think we're probably going to see that this fight. We'll probably have a chance to see, how durable he actually is. Usually with betting on Peruvians chins, it's a good bet. So yeah, give me round 3 KO at plus 750, and then I'll probably tail small on your decision as well. I don't think that's bad.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because I think this guy Nelson, I will tell you, he's 100% going to get wins in the UFC. I can guarantee you he will. But, I mean, he's fucking up against it in this matchup. That's insane. I mean, this is I'm kind of surprised that UFC actually gave Bilal this guy, because this guy can crack. He can crack and has good boxing. So, but the speed advantage is going to be insane, man. Bilal's on way faster. The kicks. The thing is, how is Nilsson Rojas going to close the distance to get in that pocket to throw his big shots, right? He's going to have to go through a fucking hell to get there, So, all right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the light heavyweight division. It is the 5-1 Levi Rodrigues Jr. versus the 3-1 C. Liu. Am I saying it right, Tim? C. Liu?
C. Liu.
C. Liu?
Liu.
Liu? Liu?
Yeah, like Liu.
All right. Minus 185, plus 161. Is this me? Yeah, it's you. It's you.
Levi Rodrigues, this is, I think C wanted the Tafa brother to just destroy the calf kick, destroy the calf in 3 kicks and be done with the fight. I think he's kind of upset that he didn't get that opportunity to get Tafa instead of Levi Rodrigues here. I think Rodrigues is a much tougher matchup. Both these guys are strikers, pure strikers. C is absolute albino belt on the ground, but I don't think that I saw Levi take anybody down in 4 fights that I watched him. He doesn't even sniff takedowns. He's just counter grappling himself and trying to wing huge bombs to get guys out. To me, I don't think either one of these guys is good on the ground, so I don't think grappling is going to happen. And it's a question of, does Levi connect on, the overhand wide winging shot as he's, defending calf kicks. And C has some good hands as well. So he's not like calf kick only, he's a very good striker all around, good kickboxer. But his prime part of his game is the calf kicks and just destroying guys' movement, and then he just starts to cook them. I think that's very, very live here. I think Rodrigues also has not shown good cardio in fights, and he seems pretty front loaded in the first 5 to 7 minutes in fights. And if he doesn't get that done, he's usually done himself. So I'm gonna go with 2-3. For Liu here at plus 500, plus 1200. I think he probably stays away from the damage in the first round and gets his kicks off. And then, rounds 2 and 3, you're going to start seeing Levi limping around and switching stances. And then he's going to destroy the inside of the right leg instead of the left. And then he's going to be completely immobilized. And then he's just going to start teeing off on him. So give me C round 2, round 3.
Yeah. Here's the thing, like Levi Rodrigues, just in every one of his fights, he's just like coming forward, just throwing big bombs every fight. And Liu is 5 inches taller. He's the more technical kickboxer here. He's got absolutely nasty calf kicks, man. Nasty calf kicks, this guy. I watched some of his kickboxing fights. He's powerful. He's got a lot of power in his hands. The one Russian guy that he lost to, I think he was Russian. Let me look really quick. That took him down. Ivan Gnitsky. Yeah, he's Russian. This Ivan, he's 7-0, by the way, that dude. I can't fucking believe some of the shots he took from Silu. He landed bombs on that dude. The guy was busted up and like just coming forward like a marauder, that Russian dude, and eventually got him down. And that's the thing with Silu, is like, he is absolutely atrocious on bottom. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Nothing. He's a 0 on bottom. Very, very bad on bottom. And Levi Rodrigues just doesn't grapple at all. I've watched so much tape of him. There was one fight in LFA where he catches the kick, throws the guy down, and gets on top in his guard. And as soon as the guy like knee shielded, tried to get up, he got up, and then Levi followed up and knocked him out while he was getting up, like he caught him. The thing is, I don't even think Silu can do that to get up if he gets taken down, I think he's going to knock out Levi Rodrigues because Rodrigues just way too wild. And it's possible maybe Levi knocks him out too. It's very, very possible. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Inside Muay Thai is going to tell Levi Rodrigues to grapple here against Silu. I don't know. This is the thing. I don't know if he can get him down because the Russian dude that got him down is a good grappler. Like you could tell, he knows how to grapple. If he does, though, Levi Rodrigues, I think submission is live, bro. I don't think Silu knows what the fuck he's doing on the mat at all. I think this is, when you tell me, right, when you say there's albino belts, right, this dude is below albino belt. I don't even think there's a belt for him. They took off the whole gi. No. They took off the gi off of him because he just doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. So I think Levi Rodrigues could potentially sub this guy if he has the right game plan. It's 19-1 on sub. When I saw it, I'm like, hold on a second. I have to sprinkle 19-1. I just have to. Lou has no fucking clue what he's doing on the mat. At least I'm going to assume, watching his IG and stuff, he's grappling, right? He has some sort of jiu-jitsu, Levi Rodrigues. Maybe, right? I didn't look. I think he's a blue belt, so it's not like, oh, he's high level or whatever. But, dude, his blue belt might look like fucking, coral belt against Lou if he gets him on the mat. So I just took a stab, 19-1. I think he's going to get knocked out. My honest truth is I think Lou knocks him out. But, dude, his knockout was like -135. It's terrible. Yeah,
it's awful.
So
that's why I like him.
Rodrigues stinks, though. I don't think he's any good. I don't even think Lou is very good, but his striking is good. His kickboxing is very good. So yeah, let's move on. Next fight, it is in the flyweight division. It is the 19-7 Sumudaerji versus the 26-10 Alex Perez. Mudaerji -215, Perez +183. I will kick this one off. I think there's a wild line here, honestly. I looked at him like, oh, this can't be right. This cannot be right. Why are you shaking your head, Tim?
I think we might have the same one, but go ahead.
What is it?
Alex Perez by points.
Yes. How is that 7-1?
It's insane.
How is Alex Perez decision here 7-1? I don't understand. I understand he's never been decision in a long time. I think he hasn't. That's probably why. I think he hasn't been the decision in, I don't know, ages, I would say. Last one was 2024 against Mukayev in a competitive fight. I think he won around there. But that was the last one he went to decision, right? The last one he won a decision was 2019 against Mark De La Rosa. So, but you look at these fights and, Asuel Mabayev 1-1 going into round 3, close fight, right? He could have, if he doesn't get caught in a guillotine, probably had a chance to win that fight, right? And then you look at his career to the decision, he's 12-2 to the fucking decision. I understand maybe he can sub Mudaerji or Mudaerji can knock him out. And I understand all these outcomes. Mudaerji is durable. He's never been knocked out. And I do think Perez can hurt him. He hits hard. But 7-1 decision on Alex Perez. He has a grappling advantage. If he could potentially, I don't look at the first fight. I saw the first fight. He looked bad. He didn't get the takedowns. I get it. Mudaerji even got a takedown, I believe, in that fight, right?
Only one to get one.
Yeah. And I get it. He didn't look great. He got dropped in round 2, right? But, it's a fight again, and he felt him, and he knows there's going to be changes done, right? So, yeah, I mean, decision is crazy to me, 7-1. I have to play it. It's not, that line cannot be right.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I was nodding my head saying the same one. I just don't understand the line. I think like none of the, like, how often do we get, repeat fights or trilogy fights and like, how often do they go the same way? Like, just, it's super, super rare. Like you almost can, like, I can almost think honestly of the ones that went the same way and like single out the ones that went the same way more often than the ones that, like, how often it doesn't go any bit like the previous fight. So, I mean, to me, I don't think that Perez even committed to going for takedowns in the first fight. Like it looked like to me that he was way, way, way overconfident in his ability to knock out Sue in this fight and connect on him. And he was just winging huge shots at like 10% accuracy, like trying to connect on headshots against Sue. And he wasn't really trying to connect. He wasn't trying to grapple. He wasn't trying to clinch him up or get him on the cage or cut him off at all. He was just winging these huge shots and just playing directly into Sue's game, which is why Sue actually got him down, as he was like completely off balance and he just like dropped a level on him. Like,
can I tell you why?
Because he just knocked out CJ the fight before.
Yeah. He fell in love with the fact that, I just knocked out CJ. I'm just going to knock this guy out as well.
Yeah.
And dude, he actually was very close to landing some of those big hooks against Mudaerji. He just kept missing, and Mudaerji kept circling, right? But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that like it's a fight where, you know, two things that I think have gotten better. I think Sue's grappling has gotten a lot better. Like I think his takedown defense and his defense on the ground when he does get taken down has gotten better. So to me, it's like I think the striking is, you know, clear advantage for Sue, but it's not like that Perez can't learn from his last fight and just, you know, try to throw some shorter shots and get some jabs in and not just let Sue get his get his game off on him the same way. And I just think that if he's getting takedowns in this fight, if he's getting, you know, 2 or 3 takedowns in this fight, it could be 2 rounds easily, and then he just has to survive. So yeah, 7-1 for me on points for Alex as well.
yeah, I want to. So Trenton Jefferson saying he dropped Perez. Look at, first of all, it was not close to finishing him. I mean, Perez got right back up and actually was on the front foot, pushing him against the cage. Was not close to finishing him. I mean, that's not true. He did drop him. He did hurt him for sure. But Perez got up and then was on the front foot after that and got him to the cage. And then the nut shot happened. So I don't think he was anywhere near close to finishing there. But, yeah, I mean, he did look, Sumudaerji did look good. I thought round 1 was close, but I gave it to Sumudaerji. And then round 2 obviously was easily Sumudaerji. I mean, he dropped him. So, the problem is no 2 fights are ever the same. You know, these guys, you know, if you think it's going to come and going to look exactly the same, it's hard. You know, I don't think it happens like that, you know. But another thing is 3 fighters missed weight already. Look at that, Tim. 2 of the women in the same fight missed weight. Polastri and Zhang Yan missed weight. Andre Lima, another. Isn't that like this 2nd or 3rd time he's missed weight? Lima?
Yeah, it's not good for him. They're going to make him go up a weight class, and that's not going to be good for his game.
This guy's a fucking moron, bro. Oh, yeah, he missed before once against Mitch Raposo. He missed. Yeah, and then last one he couldn't miss because they made it a catch weight. Oh, he's
not going to be.
Last one, Borjas missed. Sorry, Borjas missed last one.
He's not going to be good at the next weight class. I can tell you that. That's not going to do well for him.
Yeah, I mean, that's not good. The weight misses are not good. All right, let's move on. Next fight. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 26-13 Aoriquileng versus the 22-6 Kai Asakura. Asakura minus 470. Aoriquileng plus 364. This one's yours, Tim.
This is a really, really tough matchup for Aoriquileng. this is like he is bonk or bust for me in this fight. Kai Asakura is just a way cleaner striker. Insane knees. I think that the Corey Haddon or the Haddon knees that he got on Aoriquileng are just going to be set up here as well. He comes up top and then you just like drops level and just pulls your head down and just he gets you to the body, he gets you to the head with them. Just super, super dangerous fighter. Aoriquileng is not going to grapple in this fight. Kai Asakura's main flaws are against grapplers. Main holes are against grapplers. This is just a really, really difficult fight for Aoriquileng. He's, you know, I've heard people talking about like, oh, you know, he's got all these fights and he's shown tremendous durability. It's like, yeah, but once the durability goes, like it goes and it doesn't come back. And, you know, he's getting knocked out clean early in a couple of these fights. And he's also getting like, I think the, was it Marcos, the Marcos fight? He wanted out in that fight. Like that was a, like, thank God you kicked me in the balls type of situation where I can now quit. I think he was going to get finished late in that fight too. So yeah, I think that this is Kai Asakura. These numbers are horrible. KO1 plus 195, KO2 plus 410. I'm not playing him, but I think it's what happens.
Yeah. I'm just going KO1. I think he's going to knock out. Aoriquileng the problem is huge speed advantage, right? And Aoriquileng just sits in front of you there to be hit, man. He's willing to trade. And, you know, the other thing is, how did he get knocked out last fight? knee to the body. What's Kaya Asakura's signature move? Knee to the body. He hits very hard, dude, too. Like, it just hits super. Aoriquileng is normally pretty fucking durable. I don't know if he's ever been knocked out prior to the last fight. Maybe a couple times, but
yeah, no, it was the guy who just got knocked out by O'Malley, knocked him out in round 1. Canadian
Zahabi.
dude. Yeah.
So, like, if Zahabi can knock you out, Kaya Asakura can knock you out. I mean, he hits super hard. Not to mention the kicking, man. The kicking, the body kicks, the step-in knees, the head kicks. Asakura is just very, very fast in and out. And he put Smotherman to sleep, dude. Like, to sleep. I think it's a great move for him at 35. Like, he was just killing himself to make 25. And you could see here, he's still probably a little bit bigger than Aoriquileng. I'm just going KO1. It sucks. It's plus 200. But I think that's the outcome, man. The last fight, by the way, Cameron Smotherman was in China as well. And he got the first round knockout. I think he does it again. They kind of gave him a guy in Aori. He's just going to stand there and try to trade with him. And Aori throws a lot of looping shots, a lot of hooks, and Asakura is probably just going to murder him with something down the middle. So, yeah, I mean, there's not much.
Can you kick this bot in Day in the Life?
Oh, what the fuck? Where are these bots coming? Ban and delete his comments. All right, he's banned.
He's gone. He's gone.
All right. Co-main event of the night. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 12-3 Denise Gomes versus the 19-5 Xiao Nan Yan. And she is a minus 150 favorite. Denise Gomes plus 130. I will kick this one off. I like Yan in this spot, honestly, even though she's 11 years older. And she's been out for a while, I think 18 months or something like that. Denise Gomes has been off for a year as well. But the thing to me that stuck out is even at 37, even at this 11-year age gap, Xiao Yanan is still going to be faster. She's got better footwork. She's the more technical striker. She's faced a way better level of opposition. I'm a Denise Gomes. I like Denise Gomes, but I like Denise Gomes in certain matchups. Like her wins are Tisha Pennington, who retired, Elise Reed, who we just saw, Karolina Kowalczyk, who's near death's door, a split win against Eduardo Mora, which in an ugly fight, right? A loss to Angela Hill, lost to Loma, where she got out-grappled. Her wins are not aging well, and her losses are not kind of aging well. So it's like, yeah, she has a good record. She looks pretty good, but she's fought nobody. And every time she's fought somebody, she happens to be losing. So to me, this is just the levels fight, honestly. I think Yan on the feet is just levels above Denise Gomes. Denise Gomes has power. She throws with power. She has okay grappling. I don't think it's going to work in this fight. She doesn't have enough wrestling to take down Yan, right? Or even hold her down. And on the feet, man, Yan is just faster. She's taller. She is more technical. And she's just going to be landing on Gomes while Gomes is going to be throwing these big singular, hooks and shots. And you know what I said in my Discord? Because I did bet Yan, right? And I said Denise Gomes is a less dangerous version of Jessica Andrade. That's all she is. And we saw what Yan did to Andrade. She just countered her and put her down, And Gomes, when she's throwing, she puts herself off balance a lot. So I'm going to go with Yan here. Lambo, split decision, plus 400, maybe, in a close fight. But I can't give you Yan decision. It's minus money somehow. So I like her to win.
Plus 100 on FanDuel, but her money line's minus 150. It's totally not worth it.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with split here, 4-1. It's not a great number, but I think there's one split on the card. I just don't know which one. I chose this one.
pass for me on this fight. I don't see it happening for Gomes for the same reasons. Yeah, like
I don't blame you. It's a shit. It's a
she's
shit
not.
show about.
I honestly don't even think that she has like a lot of wrestling upside in this fight either. Like I just don't think that
She doesn't.
yeah, like she's losing.
Look at her history. Look at her history. Denise Gomes got out grappled by Loma Lokbumi.
Loma, Angela Hill.
Angela Hill easily 5-1. Eduardo Mora 5-0. The girl she's taken down, like Tisha Pennington, is like literally washed, done. She retired.
And like an
You know
Adam Wade. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Elise Reed, we know she stinks on the mat. Like anybody could take her down. It's like Bruna Brazil early on. She got her down. She doesn't have the best thing. And that's it. You know, even in Dana White's Contender Series, Rayan Dos Santos took her down, which is kind of embarrassing. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to say on this fight, but let's move on. Next fight, it is the main event of the night, and it is in the bantamweight division. It is a 23-9-1 Song Yadong versus the 20-1 Umar Nurmagomedov. Nurmagomedov minus 600, Song plus 425. Tim, what do you have on this one?
I kind of look at it, you know, this is like I see kind of both sides for this one. I can make arguments for Song, but it's just Umar is like just super, super defensively responsible. All of these just all of these dudes from the same camp, from Khabib's camp, they're basically just like defensively, you're just not going to get your games off on them. They're not going to give you shots to really hurt them or do much damage. Umar is going to stay at range in this fight and try to just throw some kicks. I don't think his hands are great. I think he's got really good kicks and good movement. He's clearly got good grappling. I don't think that he's got, like Islam level grappling, but and wrestling and shit like that. But he's just clearly just a very good, well-rounded fighter, and he's just excellent at all the different skills. Song needs to force the fight, and that's what he's going to do in this fight. He needs to be able to sprawl and brawl as much as he can. I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do it. If you're on Song, for me, I think it's like his points is plus 1,000, his split is plus 2,200. I don't hate that. I think that that's kind of how he wins, is a close decision / robbery. But I ended up going like I don't mind the Song side, like I just said, but like Umar sub at plus 5-1, you're getting a good number on his sub finally. He doesn't typically finish guys, but I don't think that Song is going to like play off of his back at all in this fight. So I think that half guard arm triangles are going to be there. Give up your back, body lock, and now you're fighting off RNCs for however long I have left in the round. And I just don't think that we've seen Song have to do that against elite grapplers yet. So, yeah, Umar sub plus 500, Song split 22-1, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think Song is going to get washed in the grappling here, man. Like I just, after I watched more tape, like I watched 3 more fights of Yadong Song, and I don't really think his takedown defense is bad. I think it's actually pretty good, and he's got a decent get-up game as well. I don't think his get-up game is bad at all. And obviously against who was it? He had a bunch of takedown attempts and couldn't get him. Was it I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Sanhagen. Yeah, it was Sanhagen fight, 1 for 14. He tried a bunch and he just couldn't get him down, right? Like, and props to him in that fight. But dude, Nurmagomedov is a different level grappler. Like, he's just different than all of these guys he's faced. He's excellent. He's fast. He's got good distance management with his kicks. And he's very, very explosive, man. That's the thing about Umar, is like the style that he has, that that Nurmagomedov, like him and the other guy too that was from PFL, like the way they bounce around, right, and throw their kicks and stuff, it's just you never know when they're shooting and when they're throwing strikes, and that's what catches guys off guards, and he gets them down. And honestly, like rewatching that Mario Batista fight where he got 11, I think Mario Batista is a better, harder matchup than Song Yadong. I think Mario Batista is a way better scrambler than Yadong Song, and just a grappler in general. He's better, and he still fucking got him down 11 times, dude. Like, it's just, and he ate a crazy knee in that fight. He ate a crazy knee going for a takedown, and he dropped him. He literally dropped Umar in that fight, but yet Umar still pushed through and got a takedown. And these guys are just different, dude. They're different. I can't pick against him. He's not going to lose. I don't, Song hits hard. Yes. He's a good striker. He's athletic. All of those things correct. But I just don't think he's going to be able to stuff takedowns. And that's going to be the issue for him in this fight. And also, it's a thing to be said that when you're so worried about takedowns, how much offense is he going to be able to get off Song Yadong? How much is he going to be able to throw before he lays on his back? So there's nothing. I don't like anything, honestly. I don't think he's going to finish Song Yadong. Song Yadong is very durable. He's very competent with grappling as well. Like, those guys from Team Alpha Male, just shout out to all of them. Like, they're very good at defending subs. They know what they're doing. They know what's coming. Like, it's probably Umar decision, but it's a minus number. What the fuck am I going to give there? Yeah, I mean, I don't like anything on this fight, honestly. It's a complete pass for me. I think Umar wins. I think Umar wins by decision. But, yeah, there's not much else. I think Song's a good fighter. He's a top 10 fighter, but I don't think he's a championship fighter, man. I really don't. So, yeah. Let's move on. Tim, all 13 fights done. Appreciate everybody. It is a Lambo Parlay time. I only have one, so I'll just give it out. Nice and simple. It's just 119-1. That's all it is. It's not that big of a deal. It is Santiago KO, Perez decision, and Tsuruya sub. 119-1 right there. Cash it.
Nice. I was looking back at the numbers on the Long Xiao or the Long Xiao fight and I had the sub at plus 500 and the round 2-3 that you were saying at 850 and 14-1. I'm for the people, I'm switching mine. I like yours better, honestly. I think that those are better numbers to go. I don't think round 1 is super live for him either way. And I think if he grapples, I think it's probably after he loses round 1. So I like yours better on that, to be honest.
All right.
That correlates with my my Lambo. I did a round robin 2-3 with Long and Lima.
Xiao 2-3. You sure you want Lima now after the weight miss?
Yeah.
2-3.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. 13 fights, Lambo Parlay time. I will talk about my Discord. It is $25 a month. Link is in the description. You get all my plays. I have between Road to the UFC and this card, I think I have between probably 12 plays. I already looked at some of the LFA. I'm going to have a couple of LFA bets as well. You could see the scrolling thing. We're up 76 units on the year. Every bet is tracked in there. I don't hide anything. There is BKFC this week. There is BKB this week. They're both on Saturday. I don't know how much I'm up on BKFC and BKB, but it's a lot. So yeah, that's it. Link is down below. You want to join? If you just want my picks, you can join the Juice Reels. It's down below as well. It's the same thing. It's 25, but you have no access to the Discord there. So I appreciate everybody. Thank you to my co-host. He's finally back after a year off. We are going to Dana White's Contender Series September 29th. Me and Tim, we're going to be live and in person. So, yeah, I mean, that's it. Tim, you have anything for the people?
No, man. Thanks again. Great to be back here with you guys, back here with you, Narco. As you said, the Discord, 25 a month, guys. You're going to basically pay for your year in the first month. Like just get in, and it's definitely worth it. So if you like money, you should definitely join. If you don't like money, you should. It helps. So
there you go. It's the famous saying. If you like money, if you don't like money, it helps. All right. Appreciate everybody. Good luck. This card is very early in the morning, so I'm probably not going to be watching it. Hopefully I wake up to a lot of green check marks and money like growing on trees and stuff. But thank you to everybody. Good luck tomorrow, I guess it is now, right? Good luck tomorrow. And let's cash those tickets for UFC Shanghai.